Thank you for joining us and welcome to this first episode in Season 2 of Driving Business. I'm Bob Myers with Brand Fuel Solutions, and I'm here in Leesport, Pennsylvania at the headquarters of Circadia with CEO Michael Pugliese. Today we're going to explore how this high-performance skincare system that works with our natural circadian rhythms has found its way into some of the top spas in the country. Want to learn more? Hop on in and take a drive with us. All right, Michael, ready to take a drive?
All right, Bob, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's roll.
So, Michael, tell me what led you to the skincare industry. Give me a little background on the company and how it came to be.
Sure. Well, I mean, my path to the skincare industry, you could say that I was born into it. My grandfather, Dr. Peter Pugliese, founded Circadia in 2001. Prior to that, he was a consultant to the industry, started developing skincare products in 1971 when he joined the Society of Cosmetic Chemists. So
he was a cosmetic chemist.
He was a physician.
Physician,
for
right.
30 years before he even got into this part of the industry. So had a great career as a healer or doctor for many, many years, but then started this part of his journey. And, it started small, but then ultimately developed into this illustrious career as a consultant, as an educator, just a beloved person in the industry that got credited with all these individual discoveries on ingredient penetration and just all this insight on skin physiologist, and then, of course, as an author. But he decided to conceptualize skincare products based on circadian rhythms and then launched his own brand in 2001. And I joined the company in 2004, straight out of college.
It's crazy, but circadian rhythms are these cycles that our body and even mind go through. So how did he arrive that was a great platform to base a skincare line on?
It's interesting. Great question. I mean, the word Circadia is two words, Circadia, Latin for around the day, and when people hear about circadian rhythms, they usually relate it to sleep or sleep patterns or somehow traveling across time zones. A lot of people experience this if they're traveling internationally, and how long it takes to acclimate to that. But there's so much more to it. It does tie very nicely into a skincare concept, because most brands are selling and marketing products for daily application, for daytime, evening products for nighttime. But the skin and the body behave so differently during the day versus evening. But he could really put emphasis on what they are doing.
Right.
Hydration levels are different, how the skin is losing moisture, how cell turnover cycles are much faster in the evening, how protein synthesis and lipid structure production is different during the daytime versus night, how the skin is essentially in a protective mode during the day. So these are all things that he knew, and just by looking at the emerging ingredient technology, really pinpointing how we can utilize these ingredients and products better to get better results and to protect the skin and repair the skin the way that it's already doing it naturally.
So I'm not hearing a college education here. I'm hearing more of a skincare education here.
Yeah.
So your background goes. You actually took the step to become an esthetician, right?
I did. I went to school for business management and marketing, which I thought meant that when I joined the company that I would be managing the company on day one, which I wasn't. I was packing boxes and ultimately learning to talk to customers and those things, which I appreciate now because I was able to go through the process. But I was able to learn so much from my grandfather. I mean, he's just the opportunity that I had to learn from the best in the world was great. But being able to go to aesthetic school and understand the level of training that skincare professionals receive, their level of knowledge and expectation of what it is that they should know once they graduate from aesthetic school was great. But then to combine that with literally unlimited access to one of the most brilliant minds ever to come from our industry was just the greatest gift ever.
Family owned and actually managed from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Wow. A lot of companies are seeing some good growth right now, but you're really taking off. What do you attribute that to?
Bob, it's interesting. There's so many things. It really is the stars aligning type of scenario for us. We were growing very rapidly even before COVID, and it's one of those 20-year overnight success stories. COVID gave us a lot of opportunity because we were prepared for a busy season when it happened, when it hit us. Also, being a manufacturer, being that we make our own products internally, not everybody does that. Many use contract manufacturers, which is fine, of course, but we do everything in-house. So being able to really see what was going on with a very, very broad lens supply chain, and we just got out ahead of so many things. And
you were set. I mean, it was like you went into it with all the essential things you needed. You needed inventory. You had components, ingredients, everything. You were ready to go.
The ability to, again, connect with our suppliers, connect with our customers, and I have to say, my team, the dedication on the side of my team was just on another level. I mean, I knew it was always there, but what I experienced from them during that time period was just incredible. So we grew at an incredible pace. Like I said, extreme customer loyalty with those that were already there, brought a lot of new customers to us, and we're just really continuing to build that domestically, internationally. It's been a wild ride.
So where is Circadia sold across the globe?
We are what we refer to as multi-channel. Here in the U.S., we have a healthy market in not just resort spa, day spa, medi spa. We market to all. We fit well in all of them. I'd say our biggest channel right now currently is the day spa. It seems like the single esthetician or the multi-room esthetician is where we're having the most success and growth. Mm-hmm. But because of the knowledge and the education and the background of Circadia, Medi Spa is also a really, really healthy growing channel for us. And then resort is something that, there's still that organic European, what we refer to as European style, almost fluffy, smell good, feel good type of appeal. That's still probably dominating that landscape. But international is our fastest growing segment. We have some strategic partnerships that have really helped to build out that market, and we're in over 40 countries currently where we have distribution, and we have a partner, Hydrofacial, which is also a global brand, and we make co-branded products with them that have been very, very well received by their customers and by their distributors. So we're really, really facilitating relationships through that relationship as well.
Over the years, at least in my experience, I've seen kind of resistance to the efficacy of some products. And I see you have a high level of botanicals in your ingredient deck. How do you fight back from some of those naysayers that say you can't get efficacy with natural ingredients? I think, is there a balance? What's Circadia's secret?
I think that's the word right there, is balance, because we do have a healthy blend of naturally derived ingredients, whether it's organic, natural, eco, certain, cosmos, or the most widely recognized international designations for organic and natural, which we do utilize. But yes, having the healthy blend of both science and nature together to create these customizable formulations, to customize what's best for not just the professional but also the end user. I mean, that's really what we're targeting, is what's going to be best for the end user for the results that they are looking for. That's what we're really, really good at.
From what I hear, you guys do a ton of education for professionals, and they really enjoy your type of education. What makes it different? What's the magic mix?
So we have a very sophisticated system. We just launched Circadia U, which is an incredible platform. The technology is just so much more advanced now than it was even a few years ago. So it's what we find now is that professionals they're so busy, especially if you're a single owner operator. You're doing your own marketing, you're educating yourself, you're having to perform the services, you're ordering inventory. You have to do all the things that are required to manage your own business. So whether it's classes at trade shows, whether it's in-person regional sessions that we do quite a bit. We've done 6 already this year, and we've got more planned for next year, now that the demand for in-person seems to be rising again. But yes, education is a huge part of who we are.
What do you see for the spa industry right now? I know it went through, obviously COVID didn't help because it kept people at a distance for their business, but where do you see it now, and what do you see as its greatest opportunities and maybe some of its biggest challenges?
Yeah, I think for some segments of the market, it did help. I think for people that were looking to go out on their own and start their own business, COVID did provide some opportunity. The market that it hurt was the resort market that required travel. But across the board, I see staffing truly is the biggest issue. And there's different organizations that I'm a part of, and this is something that consistently comes up, is the amount of turnover, and just trying to find people to be able to staff these positions. And it's everything. It's everything from the professionals, whether it's estheticians, massage therapists, locker room attendants, front desk staff. That is the biggest issue right now, because
staffing.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
This is obviously for the bigger spa operations, but do you find that they're willing to take somebody through possibly an educational program and place them in their business afterwards for an agreement to either, if you stay, you have it offset, or if you pay it back over a period of time? Is that something you see out there?
There are a lot of individual scholarships. There's one in particular, Beauty Changes Lives. We have a scholarship that we run through Circadia, which is the Sage Michaela Lucas Timing is Everything scholarship fund, which is great. But there's so many individual scholarships, and of course I encourage students to search and seek those out. But as far as those scholarships that are coming through the spa, I really haven't seen a whole lot of that. But that is a fantastic idea.
Well, other industries have done this. Actually, the trucking industry has done a similar program where Kenworth, the big tractor trailer company, agreed to pay for literally a trade school education from beginning to end, and with the agreement to pay back certain amounts of that, or have it completely forgiven based on your longevity in the role afterwards.
That's interesting. Great idea, Bobby. Give me pearls over here. I might have to run with these.
It's a two-way street, right? And one of the biggest challenges that companies have is new business development. You seem to have a fairly strong pipeline of incoming inquiries, but a lot of companies don't have that. Are you doing anything right now that's really getting great results that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Yeah, so I have to say I have a very talented, very creative marketing team that helps us to drive and engage new interest in leads, whether they're well-established location spas in the market, or again, students, people that are just coming fresh into the industry. Social media is just an absolute juggernaut. I feel like that is the area of our biggest return. Print is and always has been a struggle for me, because there's not a really good way of gauging that individual return. It's nice to have it out there in the places, but social media is incredible, and it's free, and if you're posting regularly, it's a good way to get to the top of the algorithm so that your target market sees you more regularly. Let's face it, our target market's on their phone often.
They're always on their phone.
Always on their phone. Yeah. So yes, I would say social media, investing more in social, in particular Instagram. It seems like most of the market is shifting towards that anyway. Certainly a younger generation, and that's definitely a place where we're spending a lot of our resources and time.
Here we are back.
We're back.
At Circadia.
Back at HQ.
So thank you, Michael, for taking the time to join us for Driving Business. It's been great. It's been great to have you as a guest and hear more about Circadia. And how the company started and where it is today and the amazing opportunities it has for the future. So
Well, thank you, Bob. It's been my absolute pleasure to be part of it. It was a lot of fun. Thank
absolutely.
you.
Well, and as a token of, and this is a tradition on Driving Business, as a token of my appreciation, I have awarded you with your own Brand Fuel Solutions
Excellent.
cap.
I love it.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about Circadia, you can go to their website at circadia.com. And if you're interested in learning more about driving business and what I do with my company, you can go to brandfuelsolutions.com. So on behalf of Michael and myself, thank you for joining us and have a great day.